March 11th, and it's time to start some spring preparation. So you're not really actually starting spring preparation, but you're prepping for spring. So in this yard today, I'm looking at replacing this hive body here and dropping these guys down to 2 hive body system. So most people aren't going to have to do something like that, drop them down. But if your equipment needs replaced, this is the time to do it, because the clusters are small and the equipment, once you put supers on them, you're not going to be able to as easily go through and replace equipment. So what I'm going to do here with this hive here is actually just take the frames out, put them in brand new equipment, and I'm going to take 20 of those 30 frames out and put them in brand new equipment, and then 10 frames I'm going to just shake the bees off of and take them home, and I'll use those for my splits later. This bee yard wasn't mine, it was a friend of mine's. He died last October and I basically acquired his hive. So this hive's rotting out. I'll show you a close-up in a second. And you can see that he has a lot of 3 hive body systems here, and I like them in 2. So I'm replacing basically all of them and dropping them down. As many as I can right now, and then later when I create my splits. Anyway, another good thing to do right now is to, if you have unmarked queens, go through and mark your queens now. And the reason is, especially for those beekeepers that have problems finding queens, right now the clusters are small and they're easy to find the queen. It's easiest to find the queen right now. And 2 is before swarming season, so that way you can keep track of your swarms and the hives that did swarm. Or if you catch a swarm with a marked queen and they're in your yard, you'll be able to figure out where it came from. So that's what I'm doing right now in March. Next month is when you start inverting hive bodies and getting the bees to build up and get ready for the summer. I'll show you a close-up of this hive real quick. Okay, here you can see that the hive is rotting through. This particular hive was in someone's yard against some grapevines, so moisture apparently built up there, and now the bees have free access in and out of the hive body where they shouldn't. This is a collapse hazard. Actually, you can see the hive was leaning to the left, and not only that, but I want to be able to control where the ventilation occurs in my hive, and I want to make sure that they have plenty of opportunity to keep robbing to a minimum. So this hive body is going to be replaced and then thrown away. So that's what we have going on here today. A part of my pre-spring management and winter management is if I have a dead out, I clean the hive up right away, get it ready, the frames ready right away, and I repaint the hive, unless it was just repainted, but I repaint the hive so that they'll last longer. I also make new equipment and get them ready for spring. So I already have equipment made, and I'm going to replace this hive with it. Okay, so I dropped these guys down to 2 hive bodies. The first frame that I pulled up had the queen on it, so I put her in a small little queen cage and I marked her, and then I just set her over in a nuke box that's completely sealed. It's my tool chest. And then I moved frames over, and then I just put her in there so she could crawl down in the frames, because when you do this, it's hard not to kill a few bees. And the bee that you don't want to kill is the queen. So be prepared. I have this white bucket here. You're going to have to scrape some cappings off the, some bird comb. You have to scrape that off. Make sure you have a place to put it, or robbing it gets really bad. It's going to get bad this time of year when you change a whole hive out like that. One thing you can do to mitigate that is to come and change like the top hive body first, and then put the new top hive body on the old stuff, and then come back a different day, the next day or whatever, and do the bottom. Do it in 2 different days, or even 4 hours apart or so to get nice weather. But that's one of the first things I do in the spring, is I make sure that my hive equipment is ready for summer, so I don't have to mess with it. And of course I got a lot of work to do here, but just when you do this, expect robbing. and try to find the queen. I always try to mark her, but try to find the queen and separate her when you're moving frames in there. And then just let her crawl down the top bars so you know she's safe. And then these guys are still very heavy. I took about 4 frames of honey from them. They still have more than enough honey. And I'm going to put that in a hive that over here that's a little shy on honey. This one here, number 5. So. Okay, real quick synopsis here. I'll show you a before picture. That's what the hive looked like before. And then here is the after picture. And then, you know, this video really was meant to communicate that what pre-spring management is getting your hive equipment ready for summer, ready to have supers on, and to make sure that your bees are healthy. So you go through the yard trying to figure out which bees are healthy, which ones aren't, if you can help the ones that aren't, and how you can help them. And then when it comes time for spring management, that's when you start helping them either build up or move honey around or invert hive bodies or anything that you need to. But you only need to do it uh, for the things you need to do. It's not, I don't think, worthwhile to just invert hive bodies because you do it every year. So I'll go into more detail on actual spring management in the next video. Thanks, and as always, comments are welcome. This is Honeybee Honey signing off. Thanks. Bye.